Hello, hello, Dalerites, my Dalerites, my Dalerites, my super people. Dalerites, my Dalerites, my Dalerites, my super people. Dalerite, how are you? How are you guys doing? I appreciate you guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. How are you guys doing? Dalerite, my Dalerite. Dalerite, my Dalerite, my Dalerite, my silver people. Dalerite, my Dalerite, my Dalerite, my super people. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm using this medium once again to appreciate each and every one of you. I just wanted to come live here because I usually like it when I am here with you guys, like get to talk one on one with you guys. I do know that in some places and some countries, a lot of people about to go to bed, like almost retiring completely for the day, like those who are in Nigeria. And this might not necessarily be a good time for you, but of course, I'm just going to leave this here, okay? Okay, so I appreciate you guys so much, and I love you from the depth of my heart. We have had a report allegedly that some group of women in Ile Ife have come together to meet with Queen Naomi, trying to I would not like to use the word put pressure, but that is what it looks like. Like they are trying to put pressure on Queen Naomi to return back to the palace, and they are saying that if Queen Naomi returns to the palace, it's going to expedite action for the wives to leave that Oni of Ife, to make Oni of Ife expedite action to get the women out of the palace. And of course, today, we also get the news where they say the step mother to the Oni of Ife, with due respect, had also given Queen Naomi a counsel to return back to the palace, that Queen Naomi should shun protocol, that the reason why things are the way they are is because the protocol is long, complicated, and it gives these people the arsenal to use against Queen Naomi, and that is why it's not working out. And as long as they continue to fix dates and getting these people to know when Queen Naomi is coming back, that they might likely not make any success, not even this year. That Queen Naomi just needs to take the bull by the horn and move her things back into her matrimonial home. Now, this happens to be allegedly the counsel to the stepmother to the Oni of Ife. And, after that, we now heard the counsel again from these women who are putting pressure on Queen Naomi to return back. Just hold on, please. Okay, I'm on live. I'm going to call you back, please. Okay? Okay. All right, so right now that is the situation of things with Queen Naomi, and I don't know why this pressure is coming right now after we all understand the circumstances surrounding this whole drama. We have seen time and time again where it is looking as if people are ready to do anything, just anything, to ensure that this does not come to pass. People are ready to, give anything, spend any amount of money, involve anyone to ensure that Queen Naomi does not return back into the palace. And so, with everything we have seen over, the months, if anybody is asking Queen Naomi to move into the palace right now, I do know that people are entitled to their own opinion as it concerns this. And I want to also believe respectfully that those who are giving her the counsel to return back to the palace are doing so because they feel that she deserves to be with her husband, the king. But in my own humble opinion, I really think that with everything that has been happening in the palace, it might not be the right time for Queen Naomi to return back into the palace. I stand to be corrected. Now, it's important for you to take into cognizance that there are a lot of stories that are coming from the palace that a lot of us, somebody like me, I don't put out there. When I feel it's too complicated, when I feel it doesn't make any sense and all of that, I really don't have the courage to bring it and put it out there because I'm a blogger who is very objective. I have told you time and time when it comes to blogging, blogging does not give anybody the right to be irresponsible. Blogging does not give anybody the right to be unruly. Blogging, when it comes to blogging, as far as I was taught, blogging, objectivity is professionality in blogging. And so I see a lot of content, like I get to bump into a lot of news and, a lot of things that I don't even bring it to my blog because I feel like it's just a no-brainer, and so I would not bring it. But right now, this issue of them trying to put pressure on Queen Naomi to go into the palace right now, I appreciate the fact that these are people who care about Queen Naomi, want the best for Queen Naomi, but I would want to think that it's not a good idea for Queen Naomi to carry her child and go into that palace. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, but I think that Queen Naomi should just wait. I really feel that God is working at the back scene. I know that God is able to do everything that we expect. If it is the will of God for this to be, it's going to be. I do know that when we talk about the will of God, most times God is actually waiting on us to take life, on the offensive and make that decision, because they say even the kingdom of God suffered violence and only the violent take it by force. But under the circumstances, we have seen that Queen Naomi is not alone. See, let me tell you something. Now, when it comes to, I know that a lot of you are mothers here. You do know that the decision you will take when you're alone is different from the decision you will take when you begin to have kids. Now, as a mother, your number one responsibility is to ensure the safety of your offspring. And, the safety of your offspring, or, providing for them, giving them a good life is not something that it's a civic responsibility as a mother, as a parent, for you to do this. And right now, for Queen Naomi, I do understand where she is coming from when she says that she is not going to make any decision that will be detrimental to Tadenikawo. So obviously, her number one priority is Tadenikawo right now. And if you will ask me, should Naomi go to the palace at this time with Tadenikawo? Absolutely no, for me, Delaram. And I am hoping that people are able to counsel her, to let her understand that no matter what pressure is put on her, staying in the royal mansion is going to be better than ever going to the palace right now. This issue, whatever the issue is, needs to be sorted out, as into a point where everyone is comfortable with it. Now, sorting out this issue, I really think that there is this adage. They say that is when a mosquito perches on a man's jolunto, that the man will understand that, violence does not solve all the problems. I do know that. I understand that a lot of us, vast majority of people, want to see the Oloris out of the palace, but would there be another way to get this whole thing sorted out? I think people should begin to look for a whole different approach to get this whole thing sorted out. Because one thing that is convincing me to even talk about this is because right now everybody's aware of how much Oni loves Queen Naomi, and that is something that cannot be, debated if everything we are hearing is to be true. But then again, I think that Queen Naomi needs to be very careful. Nobody should ever, by any means, make her to take her son into that palace without this issue being conclusively sorted out. Like, they need to find out where this Oloris needs to be. If there needs to be in the palace, would there be in another section while Naomi is in another section? Because if you ask me, it's going to be one of the most careless things for anybody to want to think that they should, kind of, with due respect, make Queen Naomi get into the palace right now with Adenika under the circumstances. You have seen what is happening in the palace. You know what Adenika means to the Oni of Ife. God forbid anything goes wrong with Tadenikawo. Nobody knows how this man will take it, and nobody knows how Queen Naomi is going to take it. And to the glory of God, we know that this child is going to stay safe. And so it becomes on Queen Naomi to make decision that she knows is in the best interest of Tadenikawo. Now, if you want to join the conversation, please, if you are available. If you're not, it is absolutely fine. I'm going to just leave this video here. But if you want to join the conversation, kindly use the link. The link to join the conversation is right here. My question would be, what do you think under the circumstances? Who are those women who are coming together to try and put pressure on Queen Naomi to return into the palace with Tadenikawo at this time? Now, we have seen the basbos that is going on in the palace. We have seen a situation where right now they are talking about some sacred forests, how qualified wives will have to go to sacred forests and all of that. Is that a kind of life we want to give to Tadenikawo? We know that these people who are having these meetings up and down, if everything we are hearing is to be true, may not necessarily have access to Tadenikawo, but there's something called energy. You want to be in a place where the energy is right for you and your kids. Now, it is okay as an adult mother, if you're in a place where the energy is not that okay for you, you can manage it as an adult. But as a child, he is not aware of where he is. He's on his, anywhere mommy goes, I want to go with mommy. He's comfortable as long as mommy is there. And so that energy might not necessarily be right for Tadenikawo, and Tadenikawo should not go there, and Queen Naomi should never allow this. Now, with due respect, this is not to say those people who decided to go and speak to Queen Naomi to return back into the palace do not have her interests at heart. You know that we are all entitled to our own various opinions. Perhaps they are seeing it from a different point of view that we are not seeing it. But just as they have their own opinion, I also am entitled to my own opinion. And my opinion right here is that Queen Naomi needs not to go, and she needs not to bow to any pressure as long as that pressure is not coming from her husband. From what we are hearing, the monarch has been very understanding, and it was based on this understanding that he said Naomi should move into the royal mansion where she will have all the comforts in the world. And Naomi is already there, even though time and time again we heard that these people have been going there. We've heard that they've been afraid that she should vacate the royal mansion, and it's a whole lot of things that we have been hearing. But what is important is that she is in the royal mansion right now, and that royal mansion has been given to her by the Oni of Ife, and no other person would have the audacity to come and vacate her out of the royal mansion. She needs to stay there for the time being while we see what happened. It can never be too long. We are very hopeful that God is going to do that which only him can do at the end of the day. But then again, she should not bow to no pressure to go into the palace right now. She doesn't need to. Talking about celebration and her shunning all the protocol and all of that. Yes, it's a good counsel to advise her to shun the protocol. But if I know Queen Naomi the way I know Queen Naomi is not all about protocol. I don't think that the reason why she is not going to the palace right now is because she wants some protocol to be observed. I really think that is because she feels unsafe. And as long as you feel unsafe, you cannot go. You don't have to. The worst thing that can happen to you is to be in a place where you have to look over your shoulder morning, afternoon, and night. Nobody wants that. Nobody ever wants that. And if she's not feeling comfortable, she has no business going into the palace. So what do you think about this? Please, if you are available, crave your indulgence to join the conversation. Please, if you are available. If you're not available, as usual, I'm just going to leave this, here, and whenever you're available, you come back to worship. Now they say that, contrary to popular opinion, there are a lot of groups in Ile Ife who love Queen Naomi so much. They want to see her back in the palace. They want to see her back in the matrimonial home and all of that. But one thing that I am beginning to notice right now, it does seem as if a lot of people are taking the responsibility out of the hand of Oni of Ife. We do understand the circumstances he found himself. We do understand that over time, from what we are hearing, he has made a lot of sacrifices for Queen Naomi. We do understand that he has shown beyond reasonable doubt that he really loves and he wants to be with this woman. But it's important too for us to not forget that this whole thing got to where it is now because of him. It's important to, if we take a responsibility for some of our actions, we would be able to make, better decisions at the end of the day. And so I really do believe that the monarch is taking responsibility for the decision he made that got their marriage to where it is now. And I believe that that is why it's not putting pressure on the wife, Queen Naomi. And I want to believe that he has the power to make these people who are trying to put pressure on Queen Naomi to stop. Let them know that, he is the husband. And at the appointed time, or when he wants Queen Naomi to return back into the palace, Queen Naomi will return back into the palace. We have heard from so many sources that they have been saying that the Kabiyesi is always spending time with Queen Naomi at the royal mansion, except when she is not there. This is good. It's better than what we used to have before, when we heard that they were not even in talking terms. He couldn't sit at the Nikawo because Queen Naomi would not let him, and all of that. I think that where they are now is a good place to start. I do think that they just need some time. I do know that a lot of us want to see them together. If there's anybody that wants to see them together, so much is myself there. But then again, it's important to understand that what needs to be done properly. We cannot take very serious situations like this lightly. We have seen the level of desperation. We have seen the level of uneasiness. We have seen the level of, competition. We have seen a whole lot of stuff unfolding on daily basis. And as the day passes, we keep hearing new updates coming from all the corners of social media. And if everything we hear is to be true, then this is a situation that is very, very complicated. A study in contradiction. And so Queen Naomi needs to take it easy and, take care of herself and her child first. Excuse me. Now, it's also important to understand that sometimes when events begins to delay like this, it's delaying because God has a better plan, a better day. It's delaying because God wants to use that disappointment to open new opportunities for either both parties. And for everything, everything that has happened between Oni of Ife and Queen Naomi, you agree with me that this has really taught them a great lesson. And Queen Naomi has developed even better. She is more matured right now. The Queen Naomi I used to know a year ago never moved to the royal mansion, but that she moved into the royal mansion and she's quiet, minding her business and doing her thing, is that maturity that we are talking about. And I am saying that people should just allow them take their time, allow Queen Naomi take her time. There is no time that will be too late. Queen Naomi is young. The Oni of Ife is just 49, with due respect. And I do know that a lot of people feel that if Queen Naomi comes back, these women will leave. Now, for those people who are saying that if Queen Naomi returns back to the palace, there is a likelihood that these women will leave. What is the guarantee that the women will leave? Do you know that if Queen Naomi returns into the palace and she leaves again, a lot of people who are behind her today will not be behind her anymore, because they will think that she's making things too complicated for herself. They will think that she's not ready to be patient. So right now, she left the first time and she left the second time. The second time is taking her about a year to return, 2 years to return into her matrimonial home. And I want to bet you and believe that if she comes back into her matrimonial home, she might never leave again. And that is not what we expect, and that is not what I pray for any marriage. I prefer when couple can stay together and surmount their difficulties together, and also build and be there for each other. And I do believe that that was the mindset that Queen Naomi had when she came into that marriage, but with so many surprises she could not keep up to perhaps the promises she made to herself. And so right now, people should maybe just allow her make this fundamental decision by herself, knowing that there is a child involved. If you ask me, Queen Naomi should not go back to the palace with Adenikawo, because this is not the proper time for her to go back. I'm going to bring you more update. I appreciate you so much. Dela writes, I love you. Let me see what you think in the comment section. Thank you so much.